morning! Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Wednesday, June 3rd. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. It is very much the epitome of June gloom out there this morning across the coastal areas up to many of the lower coastal slopes of central and southern California. The visible satellite imagery this morning indicates that low clouds have once again spread very deeply into these areas. We should expect a similar story as yesterday, with very slow clearing, especially closer to the coastline. Full clearing is expected by the afternoon, and there will be plentiful sunshine with warm temperatures on this early June day. The weather pattern for the rest of this work week will be quite uneventful, with weak high pressure remaining in place over the western U.S. There will be a little overall change in weather conditions each day, remaining on the warm and dry side away from a persistent marine layer. Another pattern change is in the cards this weekend into at least early next week, as Pacific troughing moves into the west coast, bringing back another bout of cooler weather and a deeper marine layer. With respect to temperature, there will be little day-to-day changes through the rest of the work week. Temperatures across the region will remain 5 to 15 degrees above seasonal averages, with low to mid-90s common across the valleys, 70s and 80s closer to the coast, and around 105 for the low desert. As the Pacific trough moves in, temperatures will gradually cool this weekend into early next week, with highs returning to near seasonal averages. Most valleys will be in the 80s, upper 80s for the San Joaquin Valley. Coastal areas will be in the 60s and 70s, and the low desert will be near 100. The marine layer should remain persistent but fairly shallow through the rest of the work week as weak high pressure remains in place. Low clouds and fog should be mostly restricted to the coastal plains and some lower coastal valleys. A dry air mass will linger away from the marine influence, with minimum humidity in the 12 to 25% range for most areas, except lower in the deserts. The marine layer will deepen this weekend into early next week, and humidity will slowly rise. Winds will remain mostly light through the rest of the work week, exhibiting typical diurnal and terrain-driven trends, though there will be a little more of an enhanced northerly flow across the higher terrain today. Westerly winds will become a little more enhanced this weekend into early next week, as low pressure becomes dominant, especially for the deserts and adjacent slopes. The continued warm and dry conditions this week will keep a fairly significant decrease going in this dead fuel moisture above and inland from the marine influence before things level off and increase some this weekend and next week. The finer fuels, though, will still show good receptivity away from the coast with the warm and dry weather. In terms of fire potential, the warm and dry conditions will continue to support steady initial attack activity over the next few days. There will be a daily chance for a new large fire on well-aligned starts. Fire potential will decline this weekend into early next week with the expected cooler weather. Fire potential should remain mainly concentrated in grass-dominated fuel types. The lack of more impactful fire weather will limit the potential for fires to extend across burn periods or into heavier fuel types, especially given what live and heavier dead fuel moistures remain somewhat elevated. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Thursday, June 4th. Have a fantastic day.